Well, how often are you
Yeah,
going out every week?
Friday, Saturday, and sometimes Sunday. But
Okay.
yeah,
So you're putting in some time, right? It's not like you're not going out, like going out once a week. You're putting in 3 days, 3 days at least. So the first thing I can tell you, if they're not texting you back, you right away have to start looking at the interactions you're actually having with the girls, right? There's a reason they're not texting you back. Something is going wrong, and you may think it's going fine, but if it was going fine, they would text you back.
yeah. That's why like I'm like when I'm out in like bars and like night game and stuff, I want to just like not even go for the number actually and just be like, what are you doing right later this
Yeah,
evening?
you
Like,
shouldn't. You shouldn't. So let me ask you this: how long is your average interaction?
probably like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's nothing. Remember, this is nothing. I always tell guys this. This is the way we set up our system, right? The step number one is getting over approach anxiety, right? It doesn't sound like you have approach anxiety, right?
No, that's the thing. Like walking up is no problem, and like just doing small talk. But
Right.
I just feel that I don't know, like something in my game is whack. You know.
So it's probably a few things, but I can tell you right now, step number two, what I want you to start practicing is having longer conversations, right? Actually get to talk to a girl for like 15, 20 minutes. That's step number two in the process. You have to be able to keep the conversation going for longer, right? That's where you're going to start seeing improvements. But I can also promise you that your conversations are probably pretty platonic. What would you say about that?
Yeah, probably about 90%. Like,
Like
I
what
rarely
kind of
like,
things are you saying?
oh, just like, what do you do when you're not working? Just general stuff. Like, I do lack the part where I need to get like sexual, and
Mhm.
that's something that I should implement a lot more of. But
Yeah, so I can tell you right now, that's 90% of your problem. Because I see this all the time, right? I do a lot of coaching. I coach guys in person, online, all over the place. Even my friends I've coached. Almost every guy I meet has a problem with the flirting in the beginning, right? And a lot of guys also have a problem with keeping the conversation going for a long time. So I don't know if you ever seen any of our flirting videos. We definitely have them. You need to flirt because, like you said, if it's 90% platonic, the girls aren't going to text you back because you're not memorable, right? Remember this, Rob. If you remember anything from this stream, it's not about what you say; it's about how you make her feel, right? Yeah. So you could practice on your flirting, right? And what we like to call it, like hooking. Like, so the first few minutes have to be very fun and very flirty. So you hook the girl, right? And what do I mean by hooking? Now she's interested in you. Now it's going to be easier to have that long conversation.
how do
Yeah.
you
So
like, how do you get like in a lighter frame, like as far as smiling during interactions? Because many people have said that like I have a stoic face, and that could also be a contributing factor of why I'm not receiving any replies back. But
yeah, I think that comes with just more time and set, and also you got to realize like it's really it's really not that serious. People get very serious or very timid when they're in set talking to a good looking woman, but like I really want you to go in there with no expectations, actually have a good time with her, right? Actually enjoy talking to her, and that's gonna like leak out in your conversation and your vibe, right? And that will build over time. And I guarantee you, those women are more likely to go home with you and more likely to text you back. I really want you to focus on talking to girls for as long as you can. Literally, talking to one
yeah,
girl for as long as you can. That's where you're going to actually build the skills, right? Because if you're only having 5 minute interactions, all the skills you're ever building is grabbing a quick phone number, right? You're not leading, right? You're not flirting. You're not building comfort over time. You're not taking her home. Right? You're not managing her friends. You're not learning any of those skills. The two things, if I was you, I would work on if I was you, is talking for longer, right? Don't focus on just going around the bar or the club and getting a bunch of phone numbers. Focus on talking to one girl for longer, right? And really focus in on the hooking formula, right? Flirting really hard, really heavy in the first few minutes to make her interested, to make her invested.
like most of my game though, like I don't have like any wings, so I'm basically doing solo. So I feel like I don't want to like, you know what I mean, every time I'm talking to a girl, I get the girl usually pulls the other one away if it's just it's just her and her friend, you know. So I want to just be in and out, just have that, you know, theory, I guess. Um, Also, if they're in a large group, that's why I just want to do it like 5 minute and
Mhm.
just get out of there, you know. But
I've pulled a lot of girls by myself who are in groups. At that point, it's about like also winning over the friend, winning over the other girl, right? Entertaining both of them. Because if you like just like kind of keep one off to the side and you're talking to her, you know what happens 99% of the time. Her friend pulls her away, right? I'm sure you've seen that. You have to entertain, willing to entertain all of them. And when they know, when the friends know you're a cool, good dude, they will literally help you make it happen. They will literally be like, yeah, take care of whatever. Ashley, take care of her. She's a good girl, right? They'll literally help you make it happen. There's this big misconception in like PUA dating advice that you have to isolate, right? You have to get her away from her friends. And it's the furthest thing from the truth.
Is there a way where I can basically have them both come back to your place?
Yeah,
If
but
you keep if you keep them both entertainment and you keep the conversation going for a long period of time for both of them, or
basically, what I'm telling you is I want you to walk before you learn how to sprint. So
Okay.
like those are the things. Those just focus on those little things, and like it's okay to take time, right? It's okay to take time to learn. It's not simple to learning to be a good communicator, be a good flirt. It takes time, and that's all right. But actively be working towards those things, right? So every month you could look back. You could look back. Maybe you have a journal or something. Be like, you know what? I got like 5% better at flirting, right? And then maybe over the course of the year, you're 30, 40% better. And that's what really matters is making those small improvements over time. And then some points in your game and your communication skills, you're gonna just wake up one day and you're like, oh shit, I get it now, right? I get that scenario. I understand what to do now, right? You'll have like these like pivotal moments, but yeah, definitely focus on those things that I mentioned.